To Undaunted, bring it into the news, untold stories. I am Star Smart. Let's begin. It is another Monday today, and as is always the case in Ambazonia, all commercial activities are grounded as the people of Ambazonia have once more given today's ghost town the respect due it, proving that indeed powers have changed hands. A republic does not have the old privilege it enjoyed over Ambazonia. The interim government has put in place a speed brake on the path to the governing of Ambazonia by La Republic. They imposed Monday ghost towns, paralyzing La Republic run activities in Ambazonia. Meanwhile, we are still in the drafting season, and as you know, over the weekend it was Manu County drafting. As we told you previously, according to the new policy, only money redeemed at the time the draft ends is published, and the official figures published by the Department of Finance and Resource Mobilization has it to be a sum of 21,427 US dollars. As usual, the figures are bound to increase even more as more pledges are hoped to be redeemed subsequently. On that exciting note, we'll have the prime headlines usher us into the rest of the news for tonight.
All right, here are the prime headlines for today. Monday Ghost Town, a move that has come to stay until independence is gotten. While Ambazonia War of Independence, Santa and Boya massacres of 25th May 2018 will be revisited. Tonight on Undaunted, Fundis mourners get stranded as buses did not return to pick them. African Report, we will be looking at the ECOWAS given Niger coup plotters 1 week to restore the president. And on the foreign scene, dollar ban in Iraq. Iraq banks has been hit with dollar ban as they are ready to challenge the measures. On the sports scene, Manchester United agrees a 10-year extension with a deal worth at least 900 million euros. Now, before we get into the full of Undaunted tonight, we have special news, the Undaunted Pigeon News, which is specially for the mothers, the fathers in the home front. And this is from the home front, from your very own Tori Pikin Sue. Right after that, we'll give you the full briefings.
Country pipo Achowe salute. As una sabi dis one na Undaunted Pidgin News, place where tori no dey hide, and dat so shake no dey. Na me Tori Pikin Sue aka Talk Am All. I don come again make we match fire. We trump we warrior dem don do am again. E be happen na for number 28 day for di month wey we warrior dem go attack colonial republic ekelebe dem for dat side for Tadu. 28 pipo dem wey e die dey go remain for road. Country pipo na with plenty glad wey we commander Willie don come for can talk for we say thank you. E dey thank all Ambazonia pipo for the support wey dem don show am dis Saturday wey na number 6 day for di past week inside di very month. No go no place, just shinon down, wait as we go enter tori in the proper style. We dey come back nana so. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, if na for kill we innocent pipo dem, Republic Ekelebe na dem go come number 1. Na the kind of thing wey they know how to do so. As e dey sweet us, e dey pain dem because we warrior dem na no nonsense pipo and they say that nonsense must stop hoha. Shake no dey. Na dem dey now and na dem dey control now. Even Bible say old thing don pass away. So the colonial republic pipo that time don pass away. The warrior dem na that time don come and they don come to can stay. For number 28 day for the same moon, we ABC pipo dem for ground. People say we innocent pipo don die again for that side for Rao. Innocent pipo wey no even fit carry gun. Rao na a small village around Kikiakom and Batem. Na the place where colonial republic bele dem go enter for day for night. Dem scatter the whole place so they kill innocent civilian dem. And according to tori, the thief mbele dem, they even check say dem go attack Wingambe people too. Say na dem they give we ARF the juju wey dem dey use am for make all this palava. But today, tori wey enter we for Bui County, the green say Bui Unity warrior dem don show grandpa mbele dem say water na water. If dem put hand, say dem go collect. Who give Republic the liver where they use am for enter we land? So they can cash with people. Where according to them, they call am kale kale. They even kill we innocent woman for Wahoo village. Tori dey show say the colonial republic Ekelebe dem come so na for one Gambe man for Rao. And as they come to attack the man managed to run for his life. So as the foolish people mbele they no fit catch the man, now they turn for the man, his family, shoot the woman. As they shoot the tori wey enter we show say last the woman died na for hospital. Now anyway, as e happen so, we boy them to don decide for go make e hot for them republic their skin. Say them no go she not quiet again. They say them go mash ahead one time. And as they talk na so they do am. And the warriors for ARF talk say as it happen so, even one for our people no get no palava. Say the fighter dem still dey kampe, say nothing no happen for even one man. The boy dem dey give me overjoy. I said they make am I believe say kunya we go get our country back by fire by force. Tori never finish my people. Find your bread, find your kowata shino for corner your television with the come back na. Yeah. Inside that same palava for Fundi, I want first ask and say, who say behind Ekelebe dem be dey? Or na say the empty last people dem no nothing for do. I beg, if any man know the answer, make it tell me. Because I don't know why some people then the enter for inside Bensikin for go cry die for Pafundi. Grandpa Bia Ekelebe dem be dey, but they go abandon these people for road. These people na people wey talk say dem must to attend Fundi, he die for that village for Babatu for Santa LGA. Moga Momoto dem wey dem pay am make e carry dem go the village deny for show that day. After we boys dem don send message for dem. We boys dem send message wey na fire canister. The fire burn dem plenty motor so that dem no fit even go the waka again. So I wan still ask am say who say Grandpa Bia Ekelebe dem be dey? Even sef dem for help for carry the people go the village or no be so? Since Fundi be die, the whole Santa na la Republic Ekelebe dem no flop up place. Wetin dem dey fear or na wetin dem dey hide? Where Republic? We go comot for there, we go enter for another palava for draft. And I will lead the town on man wey shook hand deep inside his pocket for Sikadi palava for Manu County draft. In the show plenty appreciate for Ambazonia people, and in the talk say the money wey enter their hand na 21,000 for American money, when na plenty money that for colonial republic their money. He say the money so enter their hand and some still dey enter, and he had the plenty for we people. He thank with President Mola Sako Samuel and he come be them for IG. He dey tell all man say them Manu people go use the money for continue to do their fine work wey dem dey do am for home front. Make una hear a voice for una sef.
Fellow Ambazonians, una good morning, una good afternoon, una good evening. Now una Seven Willie, Manu County Coordinator. On behalf of Manu people, on behalf of Ambazonia people, on behalf of the people of the world, we come to say thank you, and thank you. Shake no day. Mami them, papa them, and picking them. One time una come in una numbers. One time una put una hand deep for una pocket. One time una for support Manu. One time una stand with Manu. One time una for stand with Ambazonia. One time una Dr. President Samuel Sako Ikome, our able president for Ambazonia. I know we'll call no names because una too much plenty. Una plenty. They say if Willie cook again for you, you go finish the job. But when country cook again for Willie no go finish it. Ambazonia people don't cook again for Manu. The 13 county they don't cook again for Manu. Manu no go finish it. But when I know who go finish the job, I'll complete them. And when I don't help, we will help that they made a paper for the items. We no go promise, we will do our best. Say God help us. I say no go promise, but God will help us. We will do our best. For thank una, shake no day. We will live on this music or show our appreciation. When I don't put money all together, we don't get to the $1,000 and counting. I mean to $1,000 cash. So I know we pledge to $1,000 cash and more money is still coming. More money is still coming. We will live on this music. Today we get mommy and papa the way they come. They can't put their money. They put money in dollars. They put them in pound. They put them in naira. Yes, people put their money in naira to show that Manu County uses naira. We have donors that put their money, they donated money in naira. I want to thank you. The message have arrived for JJJJ na go with the go. So we thank you. We live on this music for show we appreciation. We thank the 4 LJ chair people. We thank all everybody. I know we call name. The name plenty. But well, we live on this music. We want to enjoy. Thank you. May God bless you now.
Special dedication to Manu sons and daughters all around the world. Seseko champion Arab money.
Okay, una don hear am. Na the voice that for Commander Willie wey the tank with people. I don talk my own finish. Make una remain fine. I don go me.
All right, there you have it, the Pigeon News. Thank you so much, Tori Pikin, for that piece. let's get into the full briefings of Undaunted. Today, July 31st, is a traditional Monday ghost town in the entire Ambazonia. Interestingly, the people of Ambazonia have given today's ghost town the respect it deserves. While you can agree with us that power has changed hands, La Republic does not have the old privileges it enjoyed over the time. Now, the imposed Monday ghost towns are paralyzing all La Republic to Cameroon activities. The interim government has put in place a speed brake on the path of the governing of Ambazonia by La Republic to Cameroon. Well, today, Monday, was another ghost town. And as it has always been the case, all commercial activities were grounded, yet it was a very happy place. Why this respect for ghost towns? Why are the people resilient in this? Well, you already know what the answer is. Star, are you?
Very well, Onyi. Moving on, today, Monday, 31st July 2023, is the traditional ghost town in the entire Federal Republic of Ambazonia, where the ghost town is observed. The Undaunted team made a stop at some event grounds in Bamenda and observed a variety of activities the people of Ambazonia are engaged in on this day. Many having their respect for the interim government call for ghost town, make the day a day of cleanup. A lot of them respond affirmatively to it, saying they don't have a problem with the ghost town. Ghost town is the only avenue where the peoples of southern Cameroon's Ambazonia show their discontentment to the colonial La Republic regime. For the reason, therefore, they have made Monday a day for a full cleanup or sport. Away from cleaning their surrounding, there is always a quarter organized cleanup on that day.
Well, others on Mondays, as you respect the lockdown, are involved in sporting activities. On Dante visited some playground and noticed that many Ambazonians have Monday as the days to engage in sporting activities. Going to the Bamendo main market, a market run by the colonial Bamendo City Council, it was locked. Even the colonial administrators in Ambazonians do respect the Monday ghost town.
Now, this is a clear indication that powers over Amazonia no longer belongs to La Republic, but to the interim government and the people of southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. The people of Ambazonia in general are respecting today's ghost town despite the fact they stayed home for 3 days to give a blackout to the funeral ceremony of Furundi.
All right, let us revisit some very terrible massacres. This massacre will help you to remember the reason why the struggle has to continue until independence is gotten. Let's look firstly at the Santa massacre that happened on the 25th of May 2018. On that day, the French soldiers stormed an evening gathering of youth in the village of Minkapien in Santa local government area of the Northern Zone. They were massacred, and the lone survivor picked up later from his hospital bed in a nearby village alongside his two siblings and eliminated as well to conceal the truth. Government's propaganda said they were terrorists, a genocidal designation of subhumanity for good examination. The claim of their children as terrorists was condemned by the grieving parents. In total, more than 37 were massacred by French La République du Cameroon soldiers. Amongst the so-called was a young man, Sudani.
Moving on, there was also the Boye massacre on the 30th of July 2018, Bakweri Town, Sandpit area in Boye. On a Monday on the July 30th, 2018, it experienced one of their greatest horrors in memory when maxed elements of the Rapid Intervention Battalion moved in locality and massacred youths. Some were taken away and executed in neighboring Moya town, leaving the city, the entire community wailing and mourning their children and friends. While the casualty is pale comparable to the other massacres in the ongoing genocide on the minority English speaking peoples of British Southern Cameroon, the uniqueness of this Boya massacre was that amongst the two, Esambi Roland Ndoni, and Monono Emmanuel Evakise, later executed at Moyo Town, was a French-speaking Cameroonian.
Now, when he identified himself as having originated from La République du Cameroon origin, his brothers from the La République du Cameroon military gave him taxi fare and then executed the two others who were supposedly from the British Southern Cameroons. Well, good thing he relayed the whereabouts of the two innocent Ambazonians whose corpses were retrieved later on for burial. Moving on, Undaunted ABC Amber TV observed that dozens of mourners who stubbornly went to witness the burial against the lockdown were stranded on Saturday, July 29th, as they the travel agencies they had booked to transport them to the burial ground of Niger in his Barber 2 village in Santo local government area did not show up. The agencies were unable to operate due to a fire incident which broke out at one of the traveling agencies called Mogamo Traveling Agency in Bamendo local government area. The fire incident at Mogamo Traveling Agency in Bamendo destroyed several vehicles belonging to his agency, including buses and trucks. As a result, the agency was unable to provide transportation to the mourners. But where was the military? The military that was supposed to protect them, where were they to help these mourners get back to their different destinations?
Well, the full report has it that on the day of the burial, many of the mourners were forced to use motorcycles to reach the burial ground, while those who could not afford had to walk for several hours. The fire caused widespread inconveniences for the mourners. Um, one mourner said, "We were very disappointed when we found out that the travel agencies were not going to be able to transport us." One of the mourners said that we have to walk to get to the burial ground, and even motorcycles are not available.
Well, since the death of Fundi, the town of Bamenda and its native Baba Tio in Santa local government area has been militarily, heavily militarized by the enemy forces from La Republic to Cameroon. Forces says that they were out there to eliminate him in the 1990s, and still yet in Hosseini's village was set on fire, followed by explosions around his Ntarinkun residence and Redeville's quarters in Bamenda local government on the eve of his burial. All heinous acts committed by the enemy's forces from La Republic to Cameroon were overlooked during this period of the burial. Meanwhile,
Fellow Ambazonians, una good morning, una good afternoon, una good evening. Today, 30th Sunday. Well, thank you no be enough. The word thank you no be enough. Una don't can support Manu County together. We don't raise more than $21,000 cash. We for Manu. We don't lack well for talk. Una say thank you. We will talk for your sister. We can sing for una. We appreciate una. Ya $1, ya $2, ya naira, ya pounds. We will thank una. Why una the dance? Una the dance. We thank una. We tell una say we appreciate her. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I don't know, say you go favor me like
I don't know, say, you go change my life. I don't know, say, look at me, Jehovah will be the suffer. Jehovah, you don't come touch like my life. Things don't change, yo. I don't enter another. I don't know, say, now so you be Jehovah. I don't know, say, now you the leave the poor man. I don't know, say, you come make a big man.
Fellow Ambazonians, una good morning, una good afternoon, una good evening. Now, una Seven Willie, Manu County Coordinator. On behalf of Manu people, on behalf of Ambazonia people, on behalf of the people of the world, we come to say thank you, and thank you. Shake no day. Mami them, papa them, sister them, and picking them. One thank una come in una numbers. One thank una put una hand deep for una pocket. One thank una for support man. One thank una stand with Manu. One thank una for stand with Ambazonia. One thank una Dr. President Samuel Sako Ikome, our able president for Ambazonia. I know we call no names because una too much plenty. Una plenty. They say if Willie cook, it give for finish the job. But when country cook, it give for Willie no go finish it. Ambazonia people don't cook, give for Manu. The 13 county they don't cook, give for Manu. Manu no go finish it. We finish the job, that will complete them. And when I don't help, we will help that will make the people for the items. We no go promise, we will do our best. God will help us. I say we no go promise, but God will help us. We will do our best. For thank you, shake no day. We will live on this music or show our appreciation. When I don't put money all together, we don't get to the $1,000 and counting. I mean to $1,000 cash. So I know we pledge to the $1,000 cash and more money is still coming. More money is still coming. With this music. Today, we get mommy and papa the way they come put their money. They put money in dollars, they put them in pound, they put them in naira. Yes, people put their money in naira to show that Manu County uses naira. We have donors that put their money, they donated money in naira. I want to thank you. The message have arrived from JJJJ na go with the go. So we thank you. We live on this music for show we appreciation. We thank the 4 LJ chair people. We thank all everybody. I know we call name. The name plenty. But well, we live on this music. We want to enjoy. Thank you. May God bless you now.
Roman, you man choko ya Roman. Special properties.
Yes, fellow Ambazonia. When you go door to door for greeting for your hand, say thank you. You come to your workplace, say thank you. You come for your house, say thank you. You come to your kitchen, say thank you. Thank you, mommy, thank you. Sister, thank you. Papa, thank you. Everybody, thank you. Manu people, thank you. Restorational Forces, Manu County Commando, thank you. All ARF, inside Ambazonia, thank you all.
Special dedication to Manu sons and daughters all around the world. Seseko champion Arab money. Ben Alvis, Searchlight Schools, Jonaya Properties.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Oh no! Petit.
Roman, you man choko ya Roman. Special dedication to Manu sons and daughters all around the world. Seseko champion Arab money.
In Niger, the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Sunday issued a 7-day ultimatum to the military in Niger Republic to restore ousted President Mohamed Bazoum to office. The decision of the extraordinary session of the authority, presided over by its chairman, President Bola Tinubu in Abuja, followed its deliberations on developments in the country where President Mohamed Bazoum has been held by members of his presidential guards for days. Recall that the commander of the country's presidential guards, General Abdul Harmeni Chiani, had on Friday declared himself the head of a transitional government.
At Sunday's meeting, the authorities affirmed its recognition of Bazoum as the legitimate president of the country and as well announced the imposition of land border closures and suspension of all commercial flights between Niger Republic and ECOWAS member states. The president of the ECOWAS Commission, Omar Touré, announced the decision, saying that all chiefs of defense staff of the member states will proceed for an emergency meeting to strategize on effective ways to implement a possible military operation to restore Bazoum to office. He added that ECOWAS will take all measures necessary to restore constitutional order in the Republic of Nigeria, such as measures which may include the use of force. To these effects, the Chief of Defense Staff of ECOWAS are to meet immediately.
Economic sanctions against the Nigeria's northern neighbor Toure said that ECOWAS has approved the suspension of all commercial and financial transactions between ECOWAS member states and Asia. Freeze all service transactions, including energy transactions. Freeze assets of the Republic of Niger in Aqua Central Bank. Freeze of assets of the Niger state and the state enterprises and parastatals in commercial banks. Suspension of measures from all financial assistance and transaction with all financial institutions, particularly EBID.
Among leaders who attended the meeting are President Umaru Sissoco Embalo of Guinea-Bissau, Alassane Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire, and Fura Gnassingbé of Togo. Others were President Macky Sall of Senegal, President Patrice Talon of Benin, and President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana. The transitional president of Chad, Mahamat Deby, showed up and departed before the opening of the meeting.
Now, Cape Verde and Liberia are being represented by their foreign affairs minister. Sometimes we wonder are these recent coups as a result of the unabated ongoing wars in several regions that signaling no rules so anything goes, or what exactly the cause of these coups could be. Whatever the case, we hope these sanctions bring the desired outcome.
And on the foreign scene, Baghdad, on July 26, 14 Iraqi private banks hit with curbs by the United States over allegedly helping siphon US dollars to Iran. Well, they were ready to challenge the measures and face audits and called on Iraqi authorities to provide assistance. U.S. financial authorities last week barred 14 Iraqi banks from conducting dollar transactions as part of a wider crackdown on dollar smuggling to Iran via the Iraqi banking system. Iraq central bank officials mentioned this.
While U.S. State Department Deputy Spokesperson Vedant Patel said the measures were not sanctions as they have been referred to by Iraq's central bank governor. Patel said the Treasury Department and Federal Reserve Bank of New York earlier this month removed the bank's access to the Central Bank of Iraq's foreign currency sale window, which he said are known as the dollar and wire auction. These auctions help limit the ability of bad actors seeking to launder US dollars, profit from the exploitation of money owned by the Iraqi people, and evade US sanctions, Patel said on Thursday.
Well, the U.S. Treasury Department and the New York Fed will have not responded to requests for comment. Iraqi Central Bank Governor Ali Al-Alak said on Wednesday the situation was following up on the issue and he had no indication the U.S. would impose sanctions on more Iraqi banks. He also noted that other banks were able to cover the market's needs for dollar transactions, with the 14 targeted banks representing just 8% of external transfers.
The 14 banks have been banned from undertaking dollar transactions but can continue to use Iraqi dinars and other foreign currencies. Alak said the transactions that led to the U.S. Corps took place in 2022 before the CBI enforced tighter regulations on dollar and transfers, requiring applicants to go through an online platform and provide detailed information on end recipient. Those measures are in line with the U.S. regulations aimed at curbing the illegal siphoning of dollars to Iran and supplying and applying pressure on Tehran, along with U.S. sanctions imposed over its nuclear program and other disputes.
Haider El-Shama, speaking on behalf of the 14 banks, said on Wednesday the sanctions would further weaken Iraq's currency, which is falling from under 1,500 dinars per US dollar to 1,580 as of Wednesday. Iraq's central bank says the dinar's depreciation is tied to merchants, including some undertaking illegitimate financial transactions, sourcing currency from the black market rather than official platform.
The latest U.S. measures, along with previous curbs on 8 banks, have left nearly a third of Iraq's 72 banks blacklisted, to Iraqi central bank officials said.
All right, and on the sports scene today, we have from football, we have cricket, we have boxing. Well, let's meet Gab Ellison in the sports studio for the full detail.
Latest world sports. Football. FIFA Women's World Cup 2023. Women's World Cup by hammering Spain to finish top of Group C and book a last 16 showdown with Norway. The 2011 world champions made it look easy by scoring 3 times before halftime, with Hinata Miyazawa getting 2 to take her tally to 4 goals and become the tournament's leading scorer. The attacking midfielder put Japan ahead with a calm finish after Spain's defense had been exposed, before Riko Ueki doubled the lead with a deflected finish which looped into the net. Miyazawa, who scored 2 in Japan's opening group game against Zambia, made it 3-0 by firing a cross goal and into the net in front of a crowd of 20,957. Substitute Mina Tanaka added to Spain with a 4th goal in the 82nd minute. Japan started the 3rd and final group game trailing Spain on goal defense after both teams had made 100% winning starts in New Zealand. Japan will stay in Wellington, where they will meet Norway, the 1995 world champions, on Saturday at 900 BST. Group runners-up Spain head to Auckland, where they will play Switzerland at Eden Park on Saturday at 600 BST. Zambia secured their first Women's World Cup win by edging out Costa Rica in their final Group C match. Lucia Momoimba opened the scoring for Zambia inside the first 3 minutes, and Barbara Banda added a second from the spot midway. Costa Rica's Melissa Herrera pulled a goal shortly after the break, but Rachel Kundananjin completed the win, netting a 3rd in injury time. Both sides had already been eliminated after 2 matches. Zambia had lost 5-0 against both Japan and Spain, but their campaign at least ends on a high. They made a brilliant start in Hamilton as Muimba scored their first World Cup goal, volleying home Havel Chitunda's corner after 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Skipper Banda doubled their advantage from the spot, the 1,000th goal in a Women's World Cup, after her shirt was pulled by Catherine Alvarado area. Costa Rica, who were also chasing a first World Cup win in just their second tournament, rallied and struck the crossbar through Maria Polakoto just before the break. After the restart, Amalia Valverde's team halved the deficit with Herrera nodding in Valeria Del Campo's header across goal. An equalizer seemed inevitable with Zambian keeper Catherine Musonda catching Priscilla Chinchilla in the box, but a lengthy video assistant referee review ruled out a penalty kick due to an offside in the build-up. Herrera then found the net for a second time midway through the second half, but her strike from a tight angle was ruled out for offside. With Costa Rica pushing for an equalizer, Bander's disguised pass sent through substitute Kundananji, who sealed the famous win. Zambia finished third in Group C, ahead of Costa Rica in fourth. Manchester United agreed 10-year extension with Adidas, worth at least £900 million. Manchester United have agreed a 10-year extension to their partnership with Adidas, worth a minimum of £900 million. United's new deal with a German kit manufacturer runs until June 2035, with their previous 10-year deal having been worth £700 million. American owners, the Glazer family, are still in talks over selling United. The relationship between Manchester United and Adidas is one of the most iconic in world sport, said United chief executive Richard Arnold. With its roots in the 1980s, our partnership has been pre-invented over the past decade with some of the most innovative designs and technology in sportswear. The two parties' latest partnership began at the start of the 2015-2016 season, with Adidas having previously supplied United's kit from 1980 to 1992. United said that the new deal has a minimum cash guarantee of £900 million subject to certain adjustments. According to United's latest annual report, the original agreement with Adidas links a part of the yearly payments to the club's participation in the Champions League. Failure to play in the Champions League for 2 consecutive seasons would reduce annual payments by 30%. The three-time winners will return to Europe's Premier League competition this season, having failed to qualify for 2022-2023. Despite not playing in the Champions League last season, United said last month that the club is heading for record revenues. Stronger match day and commercial revenue saw United revise their annual forecast from between £590 million and £610 million to £630 million and £640 million, which would eclipse their previous best of £627.1 million in 2019. The Glazer family indicated they were ready to sell the club last November, but the takeover has yet to be completed amid rumors some of the family are keen to retain an interest. United still have large debts in excess of $950 million in total, including outstanding transfer fee payments of more than £160 million. The club added that the new kit deal will increase the focus of United's women's team since its reintroduction in 2018. Adidas chief executive Bjorn Gilden said, Adidas and Manchester United are two of the most important brands in international football, and it is very natural for us to continue our cooperation. Boxing. Artur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. World title fight cancelled after Beterbiev's surgery. Brighton Callum Smith's title fight against WBC, WBO, and IBF light heavyweight champion Artur Beterbiev in Quebec on 19 August has been cancelled. Unbeaten Canadian Beterbiev, 38, has had jaw surgery. Smith, 33, stepped up to light heavyweight after losing his WBA super middleweight title to Saul Canelo Alvarez in December 2020. He set out the shot at Beterbiev by winning a title eliminator against Matthew Bodolick last August. Russian-born Beterbiev is unbeaten after 19 fights and is the only world champion with a 100% knockout ratio. Smith's loss to Mexican Alvarez is the only defeat of his professional career. Wins at light heavyweight over Lelin Castillo and Bodolick took his record to 29-1. Cricket. Major League Cricket. Nicholas Pooran's century inspires MI New York to inaugural. Nicholas Pooran hit an unbeaten century as MI New York beat Seattle Orcas by 7 wickets to win the inaugural Major League Cricket title. Quinton the Knox 52-ball 87 helped Seattle post 183-9 as Trent Boult 334 and Rashid Khan 3-9 claimed 3 wickets apiece for New York. Purandan Club 13 sixes and 10 fours in his 137 not out from 55 balls, while D-World Brevis chipped in with 20. New York is home with 24 balls to spare as Puran hit the winning runs. West Indies wicket-keeper batter Puran, who deputized for the injured Kieron Pollard as New York's captain, finished as MLC's leading run scorer with 388 runs at an average of 64.66. Ahead of the knock, 264 at 44. I told myself that I just needed to bat like Nicky P and not think about batting like the captain, said Puran, who has played 61 ODIs and 75 T20 internationals for West Indies. I just backed my skills. The platform was there today and the opportunity was there. I had to be brave and it worked for me. New Zealander Bolt was the tournament's leading wicket taker with 22 wickets at an average of 10.36. USA international Cameron Gannon, who finished as MLC's second highest wicket with 11 wickets at 17.36 for Seattle, was named Domestic Player of the Tournament. The quality has been exceptional, said Australian-born Gannon. Having overseas players and playing this tournament has been so much fun. I think it is going to be fantastic for USA cricket moving forward. Gab Ellison reporting from Undaunted, ABC Amba News. Fair play.
For that sports report. And with that sports report, we've come to the end of Undaunted tonight. But before we go, let's take a look at the major stories.
On Undaunted tonight, we brought to you the Monday Goes Down's Most Welcome Move. We brought to you some flashbacks from Santad Boya massacre of 2018. We also brought to you the mourners who were stranded, the Frundi mourners, as buses fear the unknown after the first fire.
All right, from the African scene, we told you that ECOWAS has given Niger coup plotters 1 week to restore Bazio's president. And on the foreign scene, we also told you that Iraqi banks has been hit with dollar ban. From the sports scene, Manchester United agrees 10-year extension with Adidas, which is worth at least 900 million euros. And we also gave their pigeon news. And that was it for tonight's Undaunted. Bringing into the news untold stories. On behalf of Stir Smart and the entire Undaunted crew, we say thank you for tuning in.
We leave you with ABC Amba TV images. Good night and God bless you.